Guys, we have a major Supreme Court ruling that has just dropped. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Supreme Court rules states can't remove Trump from presidential election ballot. This is big. Now, keep in mind, there were a few states, including Colorado, that were trying to use the 14th Amendment, stating that Donald Trump was involved in an insurrection. And because he was involved in an insurrection, the 14th Amendment says that Donald Trump cannot be on the ballot. Now, this ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court just overruled him. Let's get further into the article to give you guys some details. So the Supreme Court on Monday unanimously reversed the Colorado court ruling that barred Donald Trump from appearing on the state's Republican presidential primary ballot because of a provision in the U.S. Constitution related to people who engaged in insurrection. The Supreme Court's ruling means that no other state can bar Trump, which is absolutely huge, big, or any other candidate from a presidential ballot invoking the insurrection clause in the Constitution. The decision Monday says that states have no power under the Constitution to enforce the provision disqualifying people from federal office if they engage in insurrection, especially the presidency. The ruling said states could disqualify people from holding state offices on those grounds. So, basically, it's kind of in plain English, I guess, but if you are running for a federal office, then the 14th Amendment really has no power over you. But if you are running in a state, the state could then disqualify you from holding offices in their states. So let's go ahead and continue. For the reasons given, responsibility for enforcing Section 3 against federal office holders and candidates rest with Congress. I don't know why I added a T there. Congress and not the states, the ruling said. The judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court therefore cannot stand. And of course, Donald Trump celebrated on Truth Social by posting a reaction saying it was a big win for America. Now, this isn't the first ruling I am looking forward, well, not really looking forward to, but kind of more or less predicting, because the Supreme Court also came out for the Jan 6 trial and held that back. We can go over here a bit. This is Politico. This happened about last week. Supreme Court stalls Trump's federal election trial by weighing his immunity bid. Now, originally this was in the court, and they said, of course, Donald Trump isn't immune to it, but the Supreme Court is going to take it up. And this will push back the trial until late April, meaning that this is just kind of a stall for Donald Trump, and he can kind of collect funds to pay lawyers. He can make some more moves, and we'll see what happens here, because there's really only two options. Either we give the president immunity by saying, well, yeah, he might have done a thing, but, can't really triumph for it, which kind of opens up an entire can of worms, I guess, in terms of future presidents, or in terms of, the actions that they can potentially take and get away scot-free from. So we'll have to see what happens there. It's kind of crazy, but this is where we are at now, because it's not to be unexpected. I mean, the Supreme Court has a conservative majority, a 6-3 conservative majority. So really, at the end of the day, people, I guess now people are open to the fact that the Supreme Court is basically a political body. But yeah, the presidency has consequences. And when Donald Trump won over Hillary Clinton, one of the things that this gave the Republican Party was the chances to make a bunch of Supreme Court judges. And that's what they did. They packed the Supreme Court. And this is why we are in in a situation where, abortion is up for grabs. They already got rid of Roe v. Wade. So if we keep going here, we will have to see what happens. But this is absolutely huge, big news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.